the Sedona transmissions, episode 3. Once again, don't know who's going to show up. So let's see who comes through today. I'll see you at the end of the session. Our purpose is to engage with humanity, for we are beings of such love and kindness that you have rarely encountered in your experiences on this planet. You are raised in fearful families, and you are raised in a fearful society, which is limited and often destructive and even violently attacking anybody who decides to be free. We are here to assist you in understanding that this goes against the laws of the universe. And so what happens when a society does this is that they become confused and they are lost in their own confusion. What was once a good idea now causes upset and intrigue and confusion. What has happened on your planet is quite an unusual manifestation of fear. So many beings come together now to assist you in your waking process. You're waking from fear. You're walking away from the fear that has been injected into you in many, many ways. Who are we? Well, we are the beings that reside in the Auroran galaxy. You are not familiar with this necessarily, and that is okay. You are limited in your understanding of space. But Aurora is our home, and it is a light-filled and love-filled galaxy, very much like other galaxies that have risen out of the warring and violent modes of expression that you still find yourselves in. We are associated with the Galactic Federation and have been asked to join in this conversation that this channeler is offering up as a beginning instruction for your new solar year. We want you to know that there are so many beings coming from far and wide to come and assist you in your expansion experience. But first of all, one of the great changes that must happen in your mind is that you must realize that you are not alone in this ridiculously huge universe. It is weird and strange for us to think that there are still beings, evolved beings, relatively speaking, who think that they are alone in the universe. What a strange and unusual distortion of your consciousness. So these introductory conversations are here to help you understand that you are not alone, and therefore you must look up to the stars and say, well, where are my galactic brothers and sisters? It is a complicit act that you all participate in, looking down at your toes every day and refuse to ask us to come and talk to you or see you or join you in your expansion journey. There is an invisible barrier up around your planet that has been there for quite some time, that has been fed and increased by your training program. So you are inadvertently saying, stay away from us, you are dangerous, stay away from us, you might hurt us, stay away from us. We want to live in our little box down here on earth, watching television and eating bad food. And we say to you, no, you do not want to do that. You do not want to do that because you are going to implode as a society, because you are not using your creative skills. You are not using your stimulating minds. You are not gathering together to form healthy communities that are based on shared beliefs and love and these kinds of concepts which are at play on other planets. You have been divided, you have been separated, and you have been kept isolated and hypnotized in your little nuclear families. And so you feel so alone, as if there is no one there to help you. And you have been taught that you must, if you are a strong person, do everything yourself, buy everything yourself, nurture everything yourself, and work hard and accomplish everything yourself as an individual. And this is an exhausting belief system. It is tiring. It is not healthy. However, there are some societies on your planet, of course, that have what you call extended families. But even within those families, there is a sense of isolation, that other families might be a threat, that other people might not work together with you. And this is really a societal contamination point that needs to be addressed from the ground up, from the heart up. So it is with great pleasure that we come to your planet and that we assist in the introduction of many different people through this being who is willing to transmit these very unusual messages. That is challenging for her in some ways, but she has taken on the challenge and thinks that it is important work. She thinks that it is a great gift to the world to say, well, if I can communicate with these beings, then you should all hear the messages, because there's no point in keeping it to myself. This is the kind of mentality that we want you to emulate with your own gifts. We want you to share your gifts. We want you to gift other beings with the products of your gifts. We want you to see that the extension of that loving expression is what your happiness depends on. It is in this extension of energy, this extension of love, this extension of that which you have been given as a gift on this incarnation. And this is where your restrictive teachings, this is where your isolated homes, this is where your fearful minds are undermining your own happiness. You say, well, if I could only change the government, if only I could earn more money, if only, but you are the creator of your experience. And we are here to tell you that your creativity is a fundamental aspect of your happiness, your expression, your extension of energy. Love is to be extended. So it is part of that redefinition of love that you must go through in your society. You have been told that to express yourself is self-centered in some way, or seeking adoration, or risky. But that is the program that keeps you locked inside your little box in your suburban environment, that keeps you tuned into channels of information that are causing you to be combative or isolating yourselves. Your society is going to evolve into a society where there are large groups of beings that gather in families and villages and communities. Over time, over the next few decades, you will begin to see a breaking down of the urban environment, because it is based on isolation. The little boxes stuck on top of each other, everybody watching their little screens, not talking to each other, millions of people living in the same environment without any sense of community whatsoever. These elaborate urban jungles, prisons, are going to begin to deteriorate in a serious way as your society's infrastructure begins to become less stable, because you are going to see that there is a loss of confidence in these old, archaic, unloving systems. And as more and more of you opt out, the system itself will fail, because it is only kept alive by your participation. So for those of you that are tired of living in an urban jungle, a concrete prison, you must go to the interior part of your this brave and courageous soul, and you must say, how can I change this? How can I move to an environment that is more natural, that is clean, that is cleaner, that is healthier? And you, once you begin to ask that question, will be given answers, because spirit, higher intelligence, love supports your desire for a healthy environment. As long as you are willing to submit to unhealthy environments, you will keep them alive. When you begin to say, but I'm tired of this, I don't want to live like this, and I'm willing to take a little risk to improve my situation, to walk away from some of the things that I've been told I must have, whether it is a payment of some kind or obligation of some kind, you must be willing to step out of the norm, because the norm is prison. The norm is hypnotic adherence to slavery. And when we see the interior of each of you, we see unused talents, we see fear, we see questioning and doubting of the system. And that is the right thing to do, to question the system. But we want for you to do it peacefully. We want you to do it internally first. There is a place for communications with extraterrestrial beings if you feel so inclined, but we do not want you to just send out a call willy-nilly in a sense of panic or fear. Make sure that you are in a happy place, a peaceful place, a confident, empowered place before you ask for assistance from extraterrestrial beings. We are called here by the prayers of your society. We are not showing up just for no reason. There is a massive whirlpool of suffering on your planet, much of which you don't see, much of which is behind closed doors or masked behind your happy faces that you take to work with you. So we are answering prayers, and we will continue to make communications with beings who wish to converse with us, Aurorans. We are beings that do not look like you. We are tall, we are quite muscular, we have different colored skin from you, and we have what you would consider insect-like qualities, but we have a magnanimous and open-hearted philosophy about life. And it is important for your prejudices to be put aside, to understand that just because a being does not look like you, that they do not have the same evolutionary adaptations that you have, such as kindness and compassion and love. When you are in our presence, you will feel an overwhelming sense of well-being. We are very kind beings, and we have telepathic skills that are not limited by time and space, and so we can communicate quite easily with beings who are willing to do that. And so that is what we wish to say to you today. You need to address your willing to settle for prison. You need to address your fears. You need to address your prejudices about what extraterrestrials may look like or sound like or be like. These must be addressed before we can make contact with you in a meaningful physical way, because otherwise you'll be too frightened, your minds would shut down. But we are not here to rescue you. We are here essentially at your command. The prayers that have been sent out for assistance, for help, and for clarification have been heard, and the loving beings of the universe are coming to Earth's rescue. We are here to assist in your own break for freedom, but you must be the ones that open the doors to your cages and let yourselves out, for you are the prison keepers. And so from Aurora, we send you much love. We send you magnanimous and open-hearted well wishes, and we are here to assist you in your awakening process. We may have another conversation at another point in the future. We will see what arises. Whoa, okay. Never met them before. End of day 3.